Good afternoon, friends. Welcome to Tool Talk 2, which is going to be presented by me, Abby, Heather, and Amanda. Today we're going to be talking about the tools, Crafty Extensions, TouchCast, um, ThinkPort, RazKids, and Plickers. And I'm going to start our broadcast by talking about Crafty Extensions. So Crafty Extensions is a tool written by a teacher for teachers, and it is a bunch of extensions that you can add to your Google Chrome, and one of them is Crafty Level, which is the ability to see the reading level of any web page. So um, like in reading class, you have your Lexile levels. That'll be able to see what the grade level or the reading level would be for that. Crafty Writes helps with finding images without copyrights so that you can ignore or get rid of any copyright concerns. That way you don't have to worry about that when you're putting pictures into a slideshow or doing something like that for your classroom. And it helps with students being able to put their stuff in, because I know a lot of times when I'm doing stuff with my classes, they want to use pictures for their projects, but there's always that issue where they don't want to have a copyright problem. And then there's Crafty Text, and that basically just picks a piece of text that you've highlighted, and it puts it in the corner of your screen, and that's this one right here. And that one's nice because you can highlight a single word for vocabulary, or you can talk about addresses for a website. And then last but not least is Crafty Cursor, and that's the brand new one, and it highlights the position of your mouse. So if you're trying to point to something, it's kind of like a laser pointer. It shows exactly where everything is, and that way you can know exactly where you're at. And I think it's a really good one because it has a lot of different focuses, so there's not just one thing that you can do with Crafty Extensions. There's 4 different things, and it's super helpful in all aspects of the classroom. So, do you guys have any questions on that one?
I like how you don't have to worry about like copyright.
Mm-hmm.
That is kind of tedious when it comes down to it.
Yeah, because I know a lot of my kids, they just go to Google Images, and then I'm worrying in the background, and I have to make sure that there's no like issues or anything like that. Um, so next, Heather will be talking about TouchCast.
Okay, so TouchCast is an app that creates interactive presentation that mixes videos with web content. It allows you to record a video and overlay elements in the presentation like web pages, maps, quizzes. Um, the video play allows viewers to interact with the different elements of the video while it plays. And when creating the presentation, you start off by recording a video using a camera to record it, and then there's a timeline that lays out all the elements of the video. And there are several ways to edit the video in order to make it exactly how you want it. The content is easily shared between students and teachers, which makes it user-friendly. And TouchCast also provides lesson plans to guide teachers through creative use of the tool. So let me show you the website. Okay, so this is just an overlay of how you use the TouchCast. So you have to use an iPad because it has a video on it, so you couldn't use a laptop. But you're able to switch between the front and the back facing cameras. You can adjust the focus and the mic levels. You can also you can bring the web into your video with the video apps. There's different effects. You can have a scene, you can add a filter, make great sound. You can draw, add text, or add any different elements that would enhance your TouchCast. There's titles to pick from and multiple themes that you could pick from. TouchCast increases students' motivation to learn as well as their ability to present the information to their classmates. Students are able to express themselves through the digital sharing and are able to be unique creators of their subject. Their motivation increases because the students are able to take their video in any direction due to the massive amounts of options that TouchCast does allow. And the students are able to express their information in a way that seems presentable. Another app that I've seen in my placement that is similar to TouchCast is Zaption. They both allow students or teachers to create videos that implement different aspects to the video that makes it more interactive for the students. An obstacle that teachers might face using TouchCast is that students' ability to access an iPad. Most schools have laptops, but not all of them have iPads that the students could use. And that's TouchCast.
That sounds great. I really liked that one because it has a lot of different versatilities.
I like how easy it seems to use.
Mm-hmm.
It's very kid-friendly.
Yeah, and it gives them a lot of options.
Okay, so next Amanda is going to be talking about ThinkPort.
Okay, so I researched the website ThinkPort, and it's basically like a resource center for teachers and students. So under the learning resource tabs, they give you like the early childhood, elementary, middle, high school, and then out of school time, so like when they're at home with their parents. So and summertime. So if I click on elementary school, it takes you to all these like digital learning resources for like elementary school. So it gives you like a literacy website and a math website, science, social studies, STEM, digital literacy, digital tools. So it just gives you different websites that you can go to use for like that are like very good to teach math to elementary school or to like, teach reading in elementary school. And it's like powered by PBS learning media, so it's like kid friendly. But it also has a section online courses. So if we click on this, it'll like it gives you like online courses you can do for like a teacher can take. So it gives you all the qualifications and like the fees, and you can apply to take it right on here, and it gives you like the math courses that you can take. And it's really easy to access. And then there's also a education community section for like the family members. And it just gives you other websites that you can go to help you teach your child at home. So it's like a tool for families too. So the whole website's basically just a resource center for major websites that can help students. And of course it's powered by PBS, so it's like, you know, it's good.
I have a question.
Sure.
Is PBS in Maryland? Because I'm seeing a lot of Maryland stuff, so is this like a Maryland-only website, or
like
is this...
Chesapeake. PBS is like a Chesapeake TV station.
Mm-hmm.
So it's known for like all like the
like Maryland Elements.
Yeah, like all the counties in Maryland and everything.
Well, I know
all
I've
the counties
seen,
on the Eastern Shore.
like when I lived in Florida, I've seen PBS before, because it's like Channel 3 for I think every state.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering if there's like a PBS specific to every state.
I think there is, because it's like, I'm not sure what PBS stands for.
Public... What'd you say?
I was saying it probably has like information for each
Yeah.
like state. Like
It's probably specific to like the Maryland state standards.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Okay.
think it actually stands for a public broadcast station.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So it probably like changes wherever you go.
Yeah, because I remember when I was younger, we had like plays from my county on PBS. So that's cool. That's an interesting find.
And I also like how it has not just like for students, but has classes that teachers or anyone who's in school can take, which is pretty neat, honestly.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And they're online, so you don't have to go to like a school to take them. They're online courses.
Did it say how much they were?
It gives you the fee.
Oh, okay.
It tells you everything you need to know for that class right on the website.
That's really cool.
It gives you a link to where to go to sign up for it and everything.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, that's really cool. That's nice for teachers who want to do courses while they're teaching and don't have time to do it during the summer because they're working another job. All right, so next we're going to move into another section from Heather, which is going to be about Raz Kids. So Heather, take it away.
All right, so Raz Kids is an interactive reading tool for students to practice reading fluency and comprehension. The students have a login and a password to get into their reading account. So teachers are able to monitor the students' progress and change their reading level depending on their reading ability. There are hundreds of ebooks offered with 27 different levels of reading difficulty. This allows teachers to place students in their proper reading level while keeping track of their progress easily. Students use the interactive reading learning portal, which is designed to keep the students motivated and engaged. And at the end of reading, students take an e-quiz which determines their comprehension of the book. This gives teachers the ability to determine the future instruction needs, and let me show you the website. Okay, so this is Raz Kids. I can't really show you in depth because it does cost money. I'm not sure how much, but there is a free trial. But some resources are there's leveled books, alphabet books, decodable, different language, nursery rhymes. And if you go to the teacher's corner, there's technology, so there's student incentives and awards. There's tools that teachers can use to help engage their students. And for the managed students, you can view your entire roster, make assignments, track their progress with reports, and review what's in your basket, meaning what the students are working on. So Raz Kids increases students' reading ability. When a student has read 10 or more of the leveled ebooks and passed each of the corresponding e-quizzes, the student will then advance onto the next reading level where they have access to lengthier, more difficult text. Raz Kids keeps students motivated and engaged because of the interactive learning portal that they can access while reading the different books. So I've seen another app my mentor uses with her students that is similar to Raz Kids. Each student is required to fulfill their reading comprehension by the end of the week. The only difference is that in my placement, the students bring home their books or they read them right there physically. They're not on the computer, while Raz Kids, the books are ebooks. And a concern I could see a teacher running into, again, is that not all students have computers that they can access at home, or there's enough computers in the school itself. That's it.
Yeah, I've actually seen Raz Kids used in my classrooms before, and I think that it's a really interesting use of technology, and it's a really great way to integrate that technology into the classroom.
Yeah, I think it's helpful for teachers because they can keep track of their students' reading levels, which is really important.
Mm-hmm.
My the STEP team I work with at Prince Street, they have to read a certain amount of books to stay in the program, and I think this would actually be a good way to for the teacher to manage how much each person reads.
Mm-hmm.
Because she has to keep it in she just has to write it down manually, so I feel like it'd be an easier way for her to keep it all together.
And she would be able to determine if the students actually read the book because they have to take a quiz at the end of the book. So
yeah, it promotes accountability.
Yep.
Okay, so the last one we're going to do is mine, and that is going to be Plickers. So I'm going to open the website so that I can show you exactly what Plickers does. So Plickers is a really, really cool tool. It's actually one of my favorite apps that I've worked with, and I like it a lot. So it's basically a quizzing device that you have an app for, and basically you have these cards, and I'll show you the cards, and they're totally free. Everything about the app is free. It's super awesome. You can buy a laminated version so that you don't have to laminate your own on Amazon, but you can also just print the cards. And every card has this little algorithm here that the app picks up that means A, B, C, or D. So you put together a quiz on the app, and you then have the students, for each answer, hold up their card to show what they like or what answer they picked. So what I thought was really cool about this thing was that it has individuality so that students won't know exactly what other students are picking. It allows the teacher to see exactly who answered what and when, and it's really quick for just putting all the data into one quick thing. Um, Teachers can customize all their questions so they don't have to worry about having pre-picked questions that aren't going to totally fit with their standard. And it's just a really, really awesome app, and everything is free, like I already said. It's nice that you have that option. So I really liked it. And then it's similar in a way to Kahoot, but one thing I really liked that's different about it is that I've found a lot in the classrooms that I've been in that cell phones are definitely not allowed, and we have limited access to tablets. So instead of having something like Kahoot where you have to have another device for each student, you have the cards right there, and then every student is interacting, every student is answering, and there's no other technology built in other than the app. So that way the students are in charge of their own answers, but the teacher is in charge of the technology. And then also, I know one big problem I've had with Kahoot is that students kind of choose crazy names because they're allowed to put their own names in. So this eliminates that entirely because you enter the student's name when they answer.
Wow, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, I really liked it. It was like my favorite app that I've found so far.
Yeah, I like how like you compared it to Kahoot, but that it definitely can be used in any like grade level.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
like any like high school, elementary.
Yeah, like in the video that they show on the actual app, they have a video of a high school classroom using it, and I think it's really awesome.
Yeah, that is cool.
And I like that there's that individuality so that, like, I know sometimes I feel self-conscious when I'm, like, answering something, and I know that other people can see it, but since it's got the algorithm instead of the letter, no one really knows what you're doing unless they've, like, studied the algorithms and know exactly which one is which.
Mhm.
That also makes sure that like not everybody's like looking around to see what everybody else said
Mm-hmm.
and then like pulling it up. They like won't know what the other person's saying. So you'll get like an original answer, not just what they think their classmates.
Yeah, exactly, because I know a lot of kids do that. They pick based on what everyone else is saying, especially if they're confused or they don't know. This will promote that, like, self-thinking instead of looking around.
And it's nice that you don't have to depend on like laptops or
Yeah, exactly, because technology breaks. Like, that's super common. And then this way you can use, like, a tablet or an iPad or your own phone if that's appropriate for your classroom and you've chosen that. And then that way you know that kids are, like, interacting and not doing something else instead of being on Kahoot. Because I know, like, I've had kids who will click out of Kahoot and then come back to answer the questions. And it's just, you have no way of checking on that. So I really liked that app, and I really liked all the other apps that we talked about today. So this concludes our Tool Talk number 2, and we will see you next time for Tool Talk number 3.